Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. And you are seeing that correctly. They want $60,000 in order for you to take home these Nissan Proto. $130,000 is what they're asking, which is just absolutely ludicrous, insane, brain dead, and they have a completely terrible take, in my opinion. They want to compare car to food and other goods and services. I gotta love the world we're living in. At least the Type R seems very enticing for 20,000 markup, man, and you will have a ton of power, a ton of fun with the Type R, and it's made by Honda. It's going to last a really long time and keep its value. Not saying the Nissan Proto isn't going to keep its value, but there is no way in hell you're going to be able to resell this thing in a couple of years and get your money back. Ain't no way in hell. No fucking way. Even if you keep it for like 10, 20 years, ain't no way. No way, bruh. Sometimes the best course of action when you see things on the internet is just not to say anything and just ignore it and keep it moving. But sometimes you want to open your mouth and you sound like a complete idiot and a fool. But that's just me. That's why I try not to say a lot of things on the internet and try to keep to myself. And yeah, because I know I'd be having some bad takes, but you'll never hear about it because I have the bad takes in real life and it's not recorded because certain things are not meant for the internet. Not everything that we do or say belongs on the internet. There's certain things that should still be left private when it comes to family, friends, and all that other stuff, especially with business. Especially if you're a business or corporations or anything like that, there's certain things that, business should operate in good faith, but there are some that just don't give a fuck, like this specific dealerships that are just don't give a fuck and they have a terrible take. All right, so I'll try to read. Okay. Say Tuesday afternoon, a potential Nissan Z customer posted a photo to the new Nissan Z Facebook group with his disgusted reaction to a 60,000 markup adjustment on a Z at a Scott Evans Nissan. The customer, Dustin McKeon, I'm sorry, I am totally just butchering your name, Dustin. I apologize. Included this caption of the photograph. The Nissan dealerships by my house got a Z. I just laughed and walked out. Simple as that. He just took a picture of it, laughed, and walked out. That's it. Okay, it goes on. The post has garnered almost 500 comments as of this writing, and a few of them are from one of the dealer employees. One person named Skylar Evans. Skylar Evans. So it's got to be either a son or somebody related to the owner. Scott Evans, Nissan. So Skylar Evans. So it's either Skylar. That sounds like a girl's name, right? Is it a girl's name? Skylar? Or it could be a boy's name. Skylar. Boy. Well, it doesn't matter what the gender of this person is. It's a bad take. You guys are going to have to take the L for this one. But anyway, who appears on the dealer's staff pages initially responded with what seemed like an attempt at cordiality. Thank you for all the feedback. The vehicle has since been sold. We appreciate the attention, both positive and negative. The new Z is an amazing machine, so try not to lose focus on that. The car and price is not for everyone, and we understand that. Thank you. Now, see, if you just left it at that, you'd be good, solid. But no, they don't. Here's the bad take. He didn't stop there, though. Oh, so it is a he. Okay. Responding to a comment stating that the car shouldn't have a markup, Evans let loose his entire comment in length, so we put it in one block. Sorry about that. My camera turned off for a second there, but no big deal. Now, if Skylar had just left the comment right here, thank you for all the feedback. The vehicle has been since sold. We appreciate the attention, both positive and negative, blah, blah, blah. Now, if he just had left it there and just walked away, the car is sold. There's no more. Just leave it alone. But no, you had to go in. Here we go. Why should this car have no markup? Do the shoes you wear have markup built into the pricing? Is the food you eat marked up? Or do you have the luxury of purchasing everything at wholesale? At some point, the argument of what the car is worth boils down to what someone is willing to pay for it. In line there. Porsche, Hummer, Ford Lightning, Ferrari, Toyota Supras, so on have all been offered with markets at some point in time, and guess what? The vehicle still sold with no harm or foul to you. If you want a Q60, go buy a Q60. In case you're wondering why I'm reading it like this, because I can just totally imagine it in my mind that this is how Skylar would have said this statement. That's how I'm reading it. That's why I'm reading it like that. You joined the Z Group page hopefully to celebrate the enjoyment of Z's as an enthusiast, not as a market analyst whose sole purpose is to shit on the responsible for retailing the vehicles. If you want a Z, call me. We can discuss pricing of a sport model, but you have made it clear the Proto is out of your budget, which is fine. Thank you. My God, what the terrible take. Terrible fucking take, Skylar. That's not a way for you to represent your dealership. That is the most shitty way, if you ask me. I would not even step in your shitty dealership, not even for anything. By the way, there's all those vehicles that you mentioned, they can actually be resold and you can somewhat get your money back. There's no fucking way anybody's gonna be able to resell that Nissan Z Proto for $130,000 and get their money back. Ain't no fucking way. Unless it's a rich motherfucker that doesn't give shit about money, then just want to flaunt it or whatever. Eventually, he's gonna get tired of it and then resell it and lose a bunch of money. Then it is what it is. Who the fuck cares, right? But this is just a terrible take, especially if you're representing that dealership. Who the fuck would want to do business in your dealerships? If I were anybody that's interested, man, don't fucking buy shit from Scott Evans dealerships. Go somewhere else that'll treat you with some respect. Because when it comes to times are hard, inflation's fucking high, the price of everything is going up, food, whatever. Everything is going up. We understand that. We get that. Times are hard. But $60,000, that's fucking insane. Now, if you were reasonable at like 10, pushing it at 20, but 60, that is absolute fucking greed. But that's the only car that you guys going to be able to fucking sell, because Nissan as a brand is a piece of shit anyway. Who the fuck would want to buy that shit? Not for that fucking price. Fuck out of here. Did it hit a nerve? Maybe just a little bit. As you might imagine, the comment did not go over super great with those in the Nissan Z Group. Big retailers don't mark up shoe pricing because Nike just sells direct. Unless you're buying it from a reseller, then that's completely different. That's like somebody buying the car and then reselling it at used, because it's no longer, brand new. You're selling it as used, so you can sell it for a little bit more because the market says it's worth a little bit more money. Big retailers don't mark up shoe pricing because Nike just sells direct. Dealerships rely on government welfare to prevent dealerships from selling vehicles direct to consumers, which is fucking true. Imagine if we start buying directly from the manufacturing instead of buying it from the dealerships. Because sometimes, for me, I don't know about you guys, but I fucking hate car shopping. I probably talked about this on many other videos like this. It's just a terrible experience. I fucking hate it. It's like the worst experience ever. Maybe that's why. Never mind. I fucking hate it. A far more understanding individual offered a bit of an olive branch, saying, I have no problem with markup, but 100% above MSRP is ridiculous. It's not that most of us can't afford it. It's that we're not stupid with our money. Another one was less kind. He gets the daddy money from it. Putting those comments aside, it seems odd that Mr. Evans would compare a greedy Z markup to price of shoes and food. Sure, many products have risen due to inflation, but increasing the MSRP is one thing. Doubling the price with your own market adjustment on top of that is another. As another commenter pointed out, this is not a rare Ferrari that we're talking about. Facts. It's a fucking Z. It's a piece of shit brand anyway. Ain't no fucking way I'm spending $130,000. Talk to me if it's a GTR. Maybe I'll be willing to spend that kind of money on it. Maybe, just maybe. But a fucking proto, fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. As for McKinnon, it sounds like he's going the same route the other prospective Z customers will need to when they realize that the dealers are marking up the car so much. With all this crap, it's making me not even want to buy a Z because of it. See that, and then that comes down to the brand name. It fucks up the brand, because who the fuck would want to buy any kind of vehicle from your brand when you're treating the customers like shit, when you're charging them egregious amount of money for this. But then again, it is a fucking Nissan, right? It's the Z is technically their better car. I want to say it's not their best, it's their better car when it comes to sports cars. They actually take the time and make that vehicle correct, in my opinion. But it's very small amount that I see that have issues. Like my coworker, he bought the Z. What was the previous one? The Z Nissan 370Z. I think 370, right? I think it's 370. But he had a bunch of issues with it and ended up just trading it in and getting something else. I think he got the truck. With all this crap making it not even want to buy a Z, because of the Z was one of the cars I was looking at, but that is crazy. I guess I just have to keep looking at some different cars. He said it in a pair of comments. We hope Nissan cracks down on this greedy dealer behavior before it ruins the chance for Z enthusiasts to get a car that was meant to be attainable. I highly doubt it. Nissan hasn't said shit about dealer markups. I mean, Ford has come out and say something about it. I think GM also has put out a statement. Honda is going to be selling directly to consumers with their electric vehicles. So, some other companies are taking notice into this issue that we're having, especially since after pandemic, where the prices are just fucking insane because of the shortage of semiconductors. But give it a year or two, or maybe even 3 years from now, hopefully everything will level out and these dealerships can just go fuck themselves, and then we can just buy it directly regardless of the price. At least the price I see is the price I'm going to be paying. It's not like just make up some sort of price out of thin air and that's what you pay, which is just fucking insane. But I feel like I'm getting super triggered in this fucking video. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was entertaining. And this is just a super bad take. Stay away from Scott Evans, Nissan. Don't do any fucking business with them. I say boycott. 130 G's for a fucking Z? Get the fuck out of here. And who's dumb enough to buy that shit? I bet you somebody that just have money to burn in his pocket. Like I said, but they'll get bored with it after a month or two, and then they'll get something else and then lose a shit ton of money trying to sell this fucking vehicle. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe. I know it went a little bit too long, and then I went a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But, it happens once in a while. All right. Have a good one.